I'm still maintaining that he's banished to an alternate dimension. I have no idea what it is yet. We'll figure that out later. Hell, we could even make a session of that where we have to rescue him. I don't know. But for the time being, like, yeah, Okasan needs a little break.
Yeah. And maybe it means we have lost the book and the bag of beans for the meantime.
Yeah, but, like, as entertaining as those are, I like having scenarios where, like, I actually have to make my characters do shit in a semi-intelligent manner. Like, don't get me wrong, Sai lends himself well to jokes, but they're completely different jokes. It's a different style of hilarity.
Oh yeah.
And he's a more serious character than Okasan is.
It comes down to basically the family messengers. I think.
Yep.
Yeah. From the get-go, this guy's he gets no respect.
Yeah. When I was making Sai for the original Shattered Isles campaign, the whole thing was like, I'm going to give you a whole bunch of things. Make this character suffer to hilarious degrees. Because, frankly, he deserves it.
And that legacy continues on with the Shattered Isles 1.5, since it basically is the story. That story has been resolved. Key events have basically happened. The important stuff has been finalized per se with the players.
Yep.
It's a case of I would love to get a chance to get the young players back, at least one off or something. It's a case of Yoko can't do it. Waffle.
And I know Waffle has a game he does on Saturdays as well. He has several games he does on Saturdays. I have talked to Nathan, and he's game for showing up again whenever he can. It's just...
That's why I haven't thought about getting you replaced yet. It's a case of we can't handle things with 5. It's still a case of it'd be nice to have a 6th player again.
Well, like, the last time I talked to him, which was a few weeks ago, because his schedule was also very erratic, he was like, God, I miss playing Tedlin. I told him whenever Marshals gets off the ground, which, again, God only knows when that'll be, because of my lazy ass, I told him that Tedlin is welcome to make a cameo, and the joke is, like, how the hell did you even get here? Shut up, where is my box? Oh, speaking of Tedlin, Star and I found something amazing in Octopath 2, and by amazing, we mean holy shit, that was creepy.
It's a silver box with dreams written on the side.
Something like that. Octopath 2 loves cracking out the surprise creepy, and it's amazing when it does.
And considering I just finished Fornes and the Alchemist, not the Alchemist, the
Apothecary.
The Apothecary's third chapters, both of the third chapters for Fornes. It's this game hates happy.
It doesn't hate happy. So last night, Star and I completed Agnia's story, and I can't believe I am saying this. No one's more surprised to have me say this than I am. Agnia's Chapter 4 might be my favorite Chapter 4. And that is not a low bar. Because there have been several Chapter 4s that I've been like, damn, that was well done. But Agnia's Chapter 4, I was like, holy shit, they pulled off everything in that amazingly. I loved this. But yeah, at the point where you are in the game, because I remember Stars and Mine's thought process, we were basically like, wow, Casty, Oswald, and Throne are in a three-way race to see who has the darkest storyline. We have settled on a winner. I'm not telling you who that winner is yet. I'm interested in hearing what you and Sarat think when you get to that point. Because it's not... I can see a case being made for any of them, but there was one we decided, like, for us, we're like, yeah, no, this one's the most fucked up.
Oh, no.
Oh, crap.
I don't imagine if this ever gets abused, or it's in the comments going, do you know what you're doing? No!
Of course I don't know what I'm doing. Literally the only times I play this game are when I'm playing it with Raven.
We progress. Last up, please give us the next stage.
Worth it.
Oh, we got there. Of course, you got other plans for the day, and hopefully in this case of... Oh, come on.
I don't have big plans for today. I'm going to be wandering around town because it's just good for me to get out of the damn apartment.
Yeah.
I love... I am such a boring person. Star can vouch that this happens. We will be doing things like going grocery shopping in Milford, which is the next town over. And I'll be in the car, and I'm like a little excited puppy looking out the window, and I'm like, oh boy, we're running errands, this is great, we're running errands. And like, I'll walk around our little town, not doing anything particular, but it's like, oh boy, I'm going into the convenience store, and oh yeah, I walk past our pizza places, and there's the Texas lunch. And oh, there's the river, and I love it, and oh, we should go to the ice cream place. Like, I'm gonna preface this sentence by saying my parents aren't bad parents. They're not perfect parents, but they're not bad parents. But, like, living with them for so long, I was so used to, like, having to justify where I was going and what I was doing at all times, so it starts to feel like, you know, I'm in a little prison cell, almost. They didn't mean for it to be like that, it's just kinda how it wound up. So it's like, oh my god, I can walk around town just because I feel like it. And, like, I can see the town, and, like, I know it's not a huge, exciting town by any stretch of the imagination. The main thing we're known for is, being on a couple of state borders. But it's like, oh my god, I have my little town. There's a grocery store over there, and there's a better grocery store over the border, and oh my god. It's stupid, but I love it, because it's like, I'm free.
Yeah. You remarked earlier about how Griffin gets excited for people's projects. Projects, whatnot. I'm basically having that moment now for you. For in case of, you are now getting to live your life how you want.
It would be nice if I was gainfully employed, but...
You're gonna get them.
Yeah.
You had those... You had the interest last time you went there.
Yeah.
You'll get there, man. You'll get there.
But, yeah, like... And Star has been getting a laugh at just, like, the small things I get excited about. It's like when Star gets home from work, unless I'm distracted over here on my computer, I will run down the stairs and run out to her car and be like, "Yeah!"
To retrieve and decrypt the files, but I'll keep you up to date with whatever we find.
Those rare instances where I run into our neighbors, I'm like, "Hi, neighbor!" It's like, "Oh, you're the guy who lives upstairs." Hi. When we got snowed in, like I don't technically have to shovel our walk. In theory, like the town does it. But I'm like, "Oh boy, I have a walk I'm shoveling. Yay!"
And it's all very much delightful to hear because it's, as I said before, you're getting to experience life,
Yeah.
which is more than I can say for myself because I'm a bloody shut-in, and that's not really going to change much.
I mean, I definitely have, like, the past couple of days I haven't left the apartment that much. It's been not a great health week for me, but, like, and I haven't had a good excuse to, so again, it's the whole deprogramming of, like,
Can I ask you something?
I need a reason to, but...
That's kind of a tough one.
It's 'cause-
Yeah, that is a tough question.
It's because I've had the week off from work, which is how I've been able to get a secret project with Griffin and Carl done. Well, started anyway, and get this recorded with you as case.
Oscar says a lot
At the
of
same
things
time,
about
you're supposed to
presence. And he's not the only
decompress,
one,
de-stress.
but He does it a lot.
Ain't helping. If it ain't one thing, it's another.
Yeah, well, Fosco's an ass. Seriously busy guy.
That's me right there with kids. Like, he's an
I know what you were gonna
certainly
say.
good guy.
You like Fosco.
Where do I start? For one thing, he's probably funneling Don's resources into his companies.
Well, why don't you stop him?
It's not
Necessary evil.
The Nephilim are the bigger
Yep.
threat, literally. And he helps us fight them. Even if his reasons aren't exactly kosher.
Oh my god, you're Jewish?
I just-
No.
I just had to remember when I'm uploading these videos, I just have to put that it's not let's play, let's almost fail.
But you're a hero. You should stop him.
A hero can't save everyone, Kohara. Sometimes they have to choose who they care about most.
And that's always a hard thing.
Yeah.
I haven't always been so good at that myself.
Yeah.
You look concerned, Kiwa. Everything okay?
It's just... Are Ganira and Megadon going to be okay?
Aw.
With you and your sister guiding them, they've been doing great so far.
Yeah, when we finally get to the end, remember about that guiding them business.
I mean...
Yeah.
After we kill the last nest and the last monarch, when we've killed all the other Nephilim, what will happen to them?
That is a very legit question.
Well,
That is.
they're also Nephilim, and Eiji told me once that he wasn't so different from them. That we weren't. I used to think he couldn't be more wrong. Guess I'm not so sure anymore.
You care about protecting the world. That's what Ganira cares about too.
I'm sure she does.
There's no time to waste.
Okay, I think we've got 2 more stages.
Everyone, listen up. We've got a thin window.
Let's see if I can get this done before our time window's
The
up.
destruction of this nest could change the course of history.
Yeah, we're not.
Nope.
All available atoms are coordinating to distract the monarch.
The red shirts are going to battle.
With Agnet
Welp.
preoccupied, we'll have an opening to strike against the Mount Fuji nest.
The last major nest. I can't believe we're this close to our goal.
If we only have until Agnator returns, then there's no time to waste. Let's get going.
We're going into the fire type gym.
I mean, to be fair, like, so I have, like, my favorite gym leaders for each Pokemon game picked out. Two of my favorite gym leaders are both fire types. Blaine from Gen 1 and Flannery from Gen 3.
We'll need
Admittedly, for completely different reasons. I like Blaine because he's like mad scientist, crazy person. I like Flannery because she's trying way too hard.
I just think about the Blaine in the anime. Dude, you're something of a dick.
Anime Blaine and game Blaine are very different, but I like both of them.
I hate nests. They're so
And like I remember in Pokemon Red and Blue, when those were the only Pokemon games, Magmar was in fact my favorite Pokemon. So in that episode, when Blaine brought out Magmar, I was like, oh yeah, here we go. Pity I'm not a fan of Magmortar's design.
I just remember the battle tune between Charizard and Magmar, and this is some good music.
That was such a cool fight, too.
Yeah. This time that Charizard really listened to us.
Yep. Granted, like, it wasn't because he particularly cared about what Ash was saying, it was just, I want to beat up Magmar.
Yeah. And I think there's a because of Tumblr post because of comes down to a very interesting and good point. Ash never should have got Charmander. Charmander was handed to him by Brock. Brock did all the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
And it would have made sense for Brock to take a fire type. Come down to, oh, you got the grass type turning up. Okay. Surprise, you got fire type.
Why am I trying to punch your crab, dude? That's not helpful.
That's a bit rude.
I know, right?
Look, Cubby's just doing the best he can. They can. Are you changing?
I like continuing to talk about Pokemon because, god damn it, we opened this can of worms. I'm definitely that guy who thinks about like what type specialist his friends would be. Like for you, I picture you being the dark type specialist.
Yep. The Houndour, the Dark Birds, Big Hitter. Just for cheating purposes, Darkrai.
Darkrai is one of the legendary Pokemon from Gen 4 that I actually like.
It comes down to my first experience with Darkrai was the Rise of Darkrai movie.
I've never seen that.
Darkrai goes toe to toe with two Pokemon gods and holds them at bay for a while.
Sweet.
Gillantida and I think the other one. I think this is saying I'm better with the crab than I am with the Ultraman reference.
And I'm just bad at video games. Actually, we've established on Star's channel, there are video games I am actually good at. It's just very specific ones.
How is it going, my friend?
Feel free to browse.
Yeah, take a look at that. We're not going to face that. Not at all.
Hi, Satan. Actually, I think that's a boss in one of the Octopath chapters.
The thing I need to introduce to Zetan, the space dinosaur Zetan from Ultraman. It looks.
I need to watch more Ultraman.
Oh yeah.
Let's get
Just because I feel like it's one of those cultural touchstones.
So we're taking Agnator down now, right? I'm ready.
I'm afraid not. The council has put the Atom Squads.
God
on
damn it, we're
operation.
all missing out.
This is
They've been
fine.
redirected to the Nephilim horde heading into Tokyo.
What? Why wouldn't we be fighting alongside the Atoms?
This is Fosco's doing, isn't it?
I couldn't say. I could tell you how the commander has been lobbying the council for an increase in atom production.
Typical.
It's much like with the Kamen Riders and possibly some of the Super Sentai. I have a few
But that
Ultraman
doesn't
series
make
to
our
recommend
mission
for
any less
beginners.
important.
Okay.
Maria?
I've been reading through Professor Maki's files and believe the Horde is heading
Apart from
towards
the
another one of
Ultraman,
those
from the
machines in
Sentai and the
downtown
Kamen Riders,
area.
the
I can
the
explain
original
more in
Ultraman
detail later.
series,
We need to take
corny as
advantage
it
of
is,
this
they're a good
opportunity
place to
and get that
start.
machine to the Sunrise for analysis.
Understood. We'll head down there immediately.
And basically we go from a bit of a bizarre thing with the episodes where it's one, it's by the end of it, it's Ultraman's having followed the monster of the week, and it's the attack team that managed to turn the tide in the Ultraman's favour. To the next episode, where it's a case of the person who pulled the trigger to save the day. It's we're not needed. Ultraman can handle this. Ultraman.
That's an odd, like, swerve there.
Get through
Very.
the horde and retrieve the device.
Admittedly, this is the same character where he starts telling the story directly to the audience. Strangely enough, getting to do this whole adventure of what happened to his eye. He fell out of his bunk.
I remember when, granted, I didn't have the channel that had this show, because we didn't have cable, but I remember when, Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, which I think is better known everywhere else on the planet as Gridman.
Yeah.
But I remember when that was out, I was like, this is cooler than Power Rangers!
That really doesn't take much. But it come down to the original Gridman series. It gets some of this stuff gets dark. We've got a kid's been threatened at gunpoint by a robber. He was
That definitely didn't make it into Superhuman Samurai, whatever.
No. And it comes down to the kid even wets himself. And it makes sure you see it.
Damn, Japan, you go hard!
It also comes down to, oh yeah, Star will probably hate this. It comes down to what happens to dogs in one particular episode.
Oh.
I am not going to say because it is unpleasant.
Yeah, Star gets upset when bad things happen to dogs.
Yeah, I remember a reference to why she didn't watch Game of Thrones. I just figured that can't be the only reason not to watch that. Look, I read the books. I do not want to watch the series.
I didn't even finish reading the books. I got to a certain point in the books where I was like, you know what? I need a break from this, and I never picked them back up. And like when all my friends were watching the show, like I didn't have HBO, but like, oh, we have free HBO this weekend. Do you want to watch Game of Thrones? It's like,
No.
I have bad enough dreams. I don't need this adding to it.
Yeah. Admittedly, we're on the Twitter Discord that was going on when the Red Wedding happened. This
Mhm.
case, I just giggling to myself in case of you read this, you would have seen this coming.
Pick up the pace, team. I want that
But
machine
I am
headed
evil.
for Dawn, not Syncor.
hearing about some of the changes going on, it's case of that makes no sense.
I think Griffin was into Game of Thrones when it was a thing. In fact, I think she's the one who talked me into reading the books, probably, knowing her.
That probably means if I did do a dark. Oh, the dusk setting. It's a case of it will pretty much be close to the Game of Thrones without the worst of it.
Okay. I could handle that, I think.
I just remember Meg remarking that
I see Adams ahead.
that her bard could probably thrive in an area like that.
We'll take care of this.
And then we got dusk.
You're dismissed.
And what do I do with that? I did a little bit of writing because that's where my head went from. Case of, and she's all for the results. Case of her former captor had her hold that particular spear that was introduced in spear that basically had the essence of the Wind Lord from the elemental planes.
Oh, yeah.
She had a reaction to it. Which makes it why the genie was particularly interested in having her. Why? Because her bloodline is directly tied to the elemental lord of Black Wind. What was he going to do with it? Not a lot! At the time, anyway. I just remember, as I said, Meg was all behind it.
Yep. I loved how heavily you were going to lean into the elemental planes for that. I love elemental-themed monsters for some reason. Like, one of the big reasons, like, when I was first getting into D&D 2nd Edition that I wanted to make, like, a Conjurer was like, oh, he learns Conjure Elemental, yeah. Which is such a bizarre reason to want to play a particular character class, but here we are. I'm gonna conjure so many elementals, man.
I'm a bit of a spoiler, but the cults of elemental evil are active in the Shattered Isles. They're just not coming to anything yet.
All of the evil cults are active in the Shattered Isles.
Oh, yeah.
All of them.
Somehow, most like
I'm sure that'll never come up in Marshall's ever.
it's most like, oh yeah, we've got the cult of the burnt tongue. We joked about a monsoon bringing the Zectarum into the Shattered Isles. And we take an easy rejig monsoon to suit another fraction.
Fitzbans gave me ideas.
There are atom squads on their way to the device, and Nephilim in between. Hurry!
Okay, you're big enough for this to be worthwhile. Dude, you need a wasp. And a lot of things are discussed in other channels about not being too comfortable with about doing this, that, and the other. Case of I could have got away with Meg maybe because he's all for this nonsense. You want a saucy wench to seduce in every tavern? Okay then.
I am definitely not necessarily opposed to, like, sauciness in my tabletop RPG settings. I don't go out of my way to find it. And of course, as soon as I mentioned that stuff, I was like, oh, you're interested in sauciness in tabletop RPGs, are you? And I'm like, welp!
What have you done?